Hey, how you doing? I am Gio. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time, welcome back. And welcome to another techno reaction. And by techno, I mean acid house. Today's record, showing my age, today's track, today's song, today's reaction is Acid Trax by Phuture. Right, what is considered the basis of what became acid house. This is the genesis. This is the beginning of acid house. Released in 1987. And came about, I believe, by people using a 303 the wrong way. And by the wrong way, I mean the right way. Like clearly the proper way, right? All those people that were using it to make little bass lines were doing it wrong. That's just what it was meant for, right? So, let's see. Phuture is an American house music group from Chicago, founded in 1985 by Earl, Spanky Smith, Nathaniel, DJ Pierre, and Herbert J. Jackson. The group is known for inventing and defining the sound of acid house, a subgenre of house music. In the 1987 release, Acid Trax. See, I always thought Phuture was DJ Pierre. I never knew it was a trio. Like, of course, I'd heard of Phuture, and but I thought it was Pierre. Interesting. Phuture's seminal Acid Trax is considered to be the first acid house record and credited for inventing and defining the genre. The 12-minute instrumental composition was released by Trax Records in 1987. Originally, it was recorded to tape and played by DJ Ron Hardy at Chicago nightclub Music Box. I've heard of Ron Hardy, by the way. Ron Hardy was Ron Hardy was special, right? Ron Hardy was one of these guys who didn't get enough credit for what he did. I don't believe, right? If you haven't heard of Ron Hardy, check him out. He was supposedly already in, right, so the song came out in 1987, but Hardy was supposedly playing in 1985. The characteristic acid sound was derived from utilizing a Roland TB303 bass synthesizer in a very particular way, using tone sequencers modulating real time to produce a certain resonance and squelchy sound, which is since then associated with the genre. The track also utilized a TR-707 and TR-727 drum machines. After Acid Trax, Phuture released a number of acid house and Chicago house tracks now considered classics of the genre, usually as 12-inch vinyl maxi singles. Their sound is gloomy and monotonous in nature. Many tracks are very long, at times passing the 10-minute mark. The sparse lyrical occasionally referencing drug use, such as the lyrics of You're Only Friend, which describes cocaine addiction, or a simple chant, such as on Spirit. The group has recorded under several pseudonyms, generally using the substitute of PH or PF for F, Fortune or Fortune. Okay, right, so that's where we're at. This is Phuture, who are a trio apparently, with the seminal original acid house track called Acid Trax. Here we go. Bells. Whistles. way, Acid sounds so fucking good. Acid sounds so fucking good and much more controlled than I thought it would be. Right, for people just discovering a sound, they might have like overdid it with the modulation and the changing it, but yeah, it's very, very rhythmic, very well placed, and it sounds fucking good. Right, the kick, it sounds like a Roland kick. Of course it is. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, it's. I like also they've got atmospheric, like almost a wind sound pad behind it, right? Right, and the acid comes through, and it's got a funk to it, it's got a rhythm to it, and yeah, that's special. Imagine discovering that sound. Imagine how exciting that must have been. I wonder if they knew or had any idea about what it would become. Right? Like, instead of just a gimmicky, nice sound for a record, it would become this standard. And it hasn't really changed that much. That's still this sound that people sort of fetishize. Right? Yeah. Also, could you imagine being in 1985 in Chicago in a like sweatbox, like the music box, in Ron Hardy drop sets? You're already kind of locked in a groove, right? Because Ron Hardy played harder and faster than most at the time, right? Ron Hardy liked to keep it like kicking, right? His dance floor, everyone sort of locked in, going for it, and this gets dropped at the time. See, like, see when people say, if you had a time machine, like, where would you go? What would you do? Mine would be, like, Ibiza in the 80s, or places like, you know, the Music Box, or the Warehouse, or Paradise Garage, back when it was at the peak, right? Because this would have been special. This would have been great. Like you're listening to the future. You're listening, not the name of the band, but you're listening to the future happening in front of you. You're listening to the future being created as you dance, right? Without probably knowing it. You're in the middle of something that became something, and you didn't know how special it was at the time. yeah, that's pretty fucking great. Like, nothing stupid, right? Like, it's got like you've got the kick going all the way through, right? You've got the basis of the track, the acid coming in and out, the acid sounding fucking great. By the way, see for anyone, if you come across this and you were there at the time or around at the time, did you realise what this sound was got to be, or was it just a quirky sound effect on a record? Was it just a sound, or did people realise, like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? Because, you know, we get brought up hearing that acid house is special, right? And if you hear something, you automatically, you know, so you believe it, right? Right? It's a scene, the acid house. It was like, you know, it's the pinnacle, kinda. It's one of the pillars of dance music, right? So we get brought up, told it's special, so we believe it's special, right? So if you hear it, you automatically, yeah, right? Because you want to be one of the cool kids, so you're like, yeah, acid, yeah, 303, right? And it is a great fucking sound. It really is. But did people realise it at the time? Yeah, obviously Phuture did. Right? Or was it just another record? Let me know if you were there. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, always Phuture with acid tracks, the genesis, the basis, the formation, the origin of acid house, right? Yeah, I mean, to come across that sound basically by accident, right? It's sort of something that doesn't really happen anymore, isn't it? Like that level of experimentation. Like, there's nothing. I mean, back in the 80s seemed to be groundbreaking all the fucking time, right? It's like technology caught up with people's imagination, right? But now, I don't know. Now it seems like people's imagination is more on laser shows in visuals than actually breaking the boundaries with music. Right? I mean, I guess maybe when like proper spatial audio comes in, like different sounds moving around, if you can get to a proper degree, properly utilized, that could be big, but you know, there's nothing compared to the experimentation in the wow moments in the 1980s, right? When everything was coming together, Chicago house, Detroit techno, the acid house, you know, yeah, guys in Ibiza doing their own thing with a Balearic sound, right? What a fucking time! What a time! But yeah, it was great. It was, again, I say it's a lot. It's better than I thought it was going to be. Right? Because I guess there is a temptation when you discover a new sound just to bash the shit out of it, right? But I wasn't. They kept the rhythm, right? They kept it musical. It wasn't like a child playing with a new toy. They kept the shape. They kept what it was supposed to be. They kept the formation. It was great. Right, it was great. So Phuture became the future, like a self-fulfilling. Again, I'm Scottish. I can barely talk English. A self-fulfilling prophecy. Right, Phuture became the future. And Acid House became fucking huge. Acid House became, the one of the cornerstones, right, of our thing, right? So, yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. Like I said, it's sort of easier to do things once somebody's done it, but going to something blind and creating something is special, right? Being able to create something that nobody's done before is great. In all credit to Phuture, like I said, I thought Phuture was DJ Pierre. I didn't know there was two other guys. I thought it was Pierre. So thank you everyone for listening. Leave me a suggestion. Leave a like if you like a video. If you like Acid House, leave a like, subscribe. Leave me some suggestions. I would really appreciate it. Yeah, what I'm on. So thank you. And I'll catch you in the next one.